Any apologies? I don't.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Chairman, apologies from Councillor Larkin with Councillor Smith substituting.
Okay. Any declarations of interest? No? The minutes on pages 5 to 8. Are you? Oh. Okay. And the minutes, and can I have a show of hands, all those in favour, please? Yeah, okay.
Abstaining.
You're, okay. It's always one. Right, now we move on to item 4, which is statutory review of polling stations and polling places, which is over to you.
Following the, do you want me to wait? Someone else coming in. Following the local government boundary review and the parliamentary boundary review, we've completed a statutory review of all the polling districts, polling places in the borough. The outcome of that was that a majority of the places were felt satisfactory. We had a few comments. One was from Kerry Smith, asked for the new development in Memorial Hall, Dry Street, to vote at the polling district, but we felt it was just too dangerous to use that as a polling district because there's no footpaths there for the electors. So we're continuing to use the existing polling place, which is Leach Upper South Community Hall, until the new school is built and we'll be able to accommodate the electors on that area. In the report, we've changed a part of St Andrews from a comment from David Kirkman asking for some electors in the new development to change their polling place to Craylands instead of St Andrews. So that's in the report. Ropescroft in the Pitsea South East ward. We're going to change to Maydell's AP scheme because the Pitsea Leisure Centre's been demolished. No objections for any of the ward councillors to the alternative. The intention is that we move back to the new development once it's built. And there's a new polling district called North Crescent, and that's come out of the review of moving Wickford Castledon, part of that. That's the remaining part of Castledon. Wickford Castledon ward is staying in the Wickford Park ward. Okay.
Any comments from any?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've just forgot, I better declare it now. I sit on the Committee at Essex, reviewing the county divisional boundaries there, and the polling districts do play in a part of the figures. A few things to cover, really. The one changes with Ropescroft. When you changed Haven close after the demolition of Glenmere as a polling district, you done quite an extensive letter drop-in session to residents in that polling district, which avoided confusion on the day. Is such a thing planned for that polling district? Oh.
Yep, I can confirm we will be writing to those electors separately. It will be on their poll card. We will be writing to them to let them know that their polling place has changed.
Thank you. Moving forward, once a new polling district is built in Wesley Green, your concerns about people having to walk along Dry Street where there are no pavements. As both polling districts will be within one ward in the same parliamentary constituency, Dry Street and Wesley Green, do you think at a later point it might be worthwhile getting rid of the Memorial Church polling district and then everyone can use what would be the Chapel Hill School as a new polling district to save some money?
That's something, yeah, we can look at in the future, polling district reviews. We can do a review of any polling place throughout the year. So if you want to address that when the relevant time comes, and we will look at that for you.
A third and final question, not for tonight, but it's a bit messy now. We've had the wall boundary changes. I mean, if you look, as you had the letters like DD, Glenmere, DE, Kingswood, and now the new Nevermain, you've got some vans put in, like it drops a DU. Could we not just change it to make it simple? So for Billericay West, BYW, and then for each polling district, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pixie South East, PSC, you know, so that way it's easier for people at the parliamentary count and makes things just a bit more clearer for people.
I don't think administratively for us that's viable, so I think we plan to stick on our new polling districts and stick into similar to what we've got. We're addressing them so you can identify a polling district within the ward. Because we do more ward elections than any of the others, we found it more beneficial to address it as a ward coding rather than a parliamentary, when hopefully it's only every 5 years. So that's the reason behind that. It's something we'll look at in the future, but it won't be for this review.
One last question, Mr. Chairman. Will you again be reminding voters about the need for ID?
Yes.
Because there's no council magazine, I understand.
Yes, there'll be lots of comms on voter ID, there'll be on their poll cards as well, and we're going to reach out to lots of outbuildings within the borough as well.
Any further questions on? Many? Okay. So can I ask all those in favour of these changes, please show? Yep. Okay. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. This report comes to you actually as a result of the last meeting when the committee made an award of compensation following an Ombudsman's investigation of £1,750. Discussions took place after that meeting, and this report before you actually asked to increase that delegated authority to award up to £3,000. So it would be with the relevant director in consultation with the chairman of the committee. The reason for this is twofold. I mean, an ombudsman often takes months to actually investigate a complaint, backwards and forwards, asking for evidence from the council, the person that's complained. They then send us a draft review of their report with any draft recommendations. We then go back and say whether we agree with that. So it's obviously months and months of work before the final recommendation from the Ombudsman comes forward. Once that happens, obviously there's then another further time delay for the resident to actually set the committee up, given the statutory 5-day deadline, obviously then processing it. So by this, there's not that many awards of compensation below £3,000, and if they were, it's deemed it's going to be quite serious, so it would come before committee. It's transparent in the fact that an officer decision record is produced for every award of compensation, and they are published on the website, so everybody can see that. All of them are in consultation with the chairman of the committee, and each year when the Ombudsman, the Social Ombudsman and the Housing Ombudsman produce annual reports, and they go to our scrutiny committees as well. So they're obviously investigated along the way. So yeah, we're just asking for delegated authority from £1,000 up to £3,000. Thank you.
Kevin.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, really, because I mean, to organise a meeting like this, and with the agendas being printed, and then having council and officers' time coming along, then sometimes it's more exceeds what the actual compensation is. So it makes perfect sense to do it that way. So I'm fully supportive of that.
Any further questions? No? Okay. Right, we're required to vote on this item, so can I ask those in favour? Okay.